guys, Melissa here at TCT Crafts and welcome. Today we are making our first Easter design of the season. We are making a grapevine wreath. I love those little velvet carrots in there, so cute. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to have lots of new tutorials coming up for spring. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. Hi guys, Melissa here with TCG Crafts. Today we are going to be making our first Easter design. We are going to be doing a grapevine. And so I thought I would try a different view with you guys, hang the grapevine on my wreath stand so that you can see what I'm doing. So I hope you guys enjoy this view. Let's get started. So this is a smaller grapevine. This is a 14-inch grapevine. And I have added a 10-inch metal sign to it. This is one I made in the shop this morning. I'm not sure if I'm going to list this one yet or not. If you guys want this sign, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to make a few more and list them in the shop for you guys. But you can use any Easter sign that you want. If you didn't want a sign, you could put it like a bunny. That would be cute, something right here like a bunny. But I'm going to go use this sign. So I've already got it attached. I just tied it in with some pipe cleaners. And if you notice, I don't have the sign sticking way off over here. I have it very close in to the grapevine. I don't like to have my signs way over here. That's just my personal preference. So I have it tucked more closely into the grapevine, and then we're going to design around it. I don't know if I'm going to add a bow yet or not. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to start, let me grab my scissors. I'm going to start with this Fern Bush to create our base. So I'm just going to cut these into pieces. This has a very thick stem, so I'm not going to try to stick that into here. I'm just going to cut them down into pieces. And we'll use this to create our base. I think it looks a lot like the top of a head of a lettuce, so I think it's perfect. And we're going to be going in a C shape this way. This is how I typically design most of my grapevines. That's just the recipe I like to use. If you want to go the other way, you definitely could. But for this one, I'm going to use my tried and true method. A couple of these are wanting to, the stems are pretty thick. They're not wanting to cut on me very well. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see what we got with this one bush, if we're going to need another one or not. Okay, so I'm just going to start laying out my C shape. And I know what I want it to come down about right there, so that's probably a pretty good spot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dip it in my glue pot. And I'm coming towards the top and kind of weaving it in. Get another piece. And this is in the center. weaving it down in that grapevine. I'm not going straight through the grapevine because then it'll stick out the back. So we're weaving it in there. Now I need to stop and think if I'm going to do a bow, because if I do, I need to have a transition point. Regardless, we can do our transition kind of right here in the center of the sign. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and this one right about there. I think we're going to come back and put a little piece right there. Yeah, it needs one right there. And then let's get a piece right in there. Now let's start going down with our stems. I will probably come out and let's put one right in there. I'm going to bend the stem just a little bit, and we're going to tuck it right in there, so that way we're making our C shape. We're just setting our base. Again, I'm just weaving that through the grapevine. Okay. So we've made our outline. We've got a few pieces left, so let's use them. I'll put one right in there. Let's go towards the center, closer to the sign. Put one right down in there. I said center, but I meant like closest to the sign. I think I'm gonna skip the bow on this design. We'll see. Okay, we've got 2 pieces left. No, we have 3 pieces left. Okay. Let's put one like right in there. We got a little bit of a gap. We'll be covering this up with more stuff, but this is just setting our outline. Okay, let's put that one right in there. I kind of like that it droops over the side just a little bit. Okay, so we've got our outline. I don't think we're going to, got glue, we'll have to get that off afterwards. It'll just peel right off because that's metal. Okay, so I brought another one, but I don't think we're going to use it. We'll set it aside. If we need it later for filler, we definitely can. Now let's bring in, I have this Fern Bush. I'm going to cut it up. We're just going to use one. This is just going to give a little bit of a different texture. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this. And we're going to follow that same shape. But this time I'm going to go more towards the center of the grapevine. We're just going to start filling in the gaps. If your stem is too, like if you don't have enough stem to stick in there, peel a couple of the leaves off. It's just something I do. And then it gives you a little bit more stem to use. Like, for example, the way I cut this, there's only this much of the stem left to try to get into that grapevine. So I'm going to pull those off, and now I have this much stem left. So if you see me doing that, that's just giving me some more stem. I'm still going like in the center, just filling in. Let's do one in this area. Okay, let me stand back for a second. I know I see I need one right in here, so I'm going to put this one in there. Okay, now I have this last piece. Let's put it in there. Okay, there we go. All right. Now let's go in with, I have another bush. This one reminds me, this is an asparagus, I think they call it an asparagus fern bush, but it also reminds me of like carrot leaf sort of. So this is a new one we just got in the shop. So we do have some of these as of this tutorial anyway. So let me cut up some of this. And this is just going to give us another fun texture to add in here. I'm going to put that one kind of right about in there. Giving it just a little bit of a bend. this is a longer piece, so I'm thinking we'll have it down here towards the bottom. It's either that or I cut it, which I might do, but let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it. I don't like how that's. I'm gonna put this one kind of so that it comes out this way just a little bit. And the reason is that way it doesn't look like we have stuff just going here and stuff just going here, and we have this like sort of bald spot right here. Especially since we may not put a bow there. So I'm going to come in with this one right in there. Again, filling this space in. Just going to weave that into the grapevine there. Can give it a bend. And actually, that did not go through the grapevine, so let's do it again. Let's try this piece. It's got a little bit thicker of a stem on it. Okay guys, my Mevo cut off, so I'm not exactly sure where we left off. Hopefully not too much was missed, but I'm just going to add this bow. Just a simple bow, just one loop right in here. See how I want my tails. I think this one will have a little shorter. This one may be a little longer. There. Super cute. Okay, I like the bow. I wasn't sure if we were going to do it, but I think it turned out cute. So let's put the ribbon away. And let's finish by adding a couple more things, and then we're going to be done. Okay, so I brought in these. These are super fun. I love these. These are Wisteria Foliage Spray. And I love how it has the little branches in it. So I definitely think we need to add that. So I'm going to cut these branches down. So the biggest one, I think I want to have it kind of coming like that. We can manipulate the carrot around there. Let me get some glue on it. Yes, that is just so fun. I love that. Okay. We have another branch. piece that I'm going to put it up a little higher. This grapevine is very tightly woven, which is good, but then sometimes it makes it trickier to get these branches in. So I gotta find a good spot where I can make it fit. Be right in there. Okay, so let me put some glue. I'm going to try to weave it. There we go. So we have just some coming out over there. Love it. Now let's fill in. We got a couple pieces of the leaves. I'm going to put one right behind the bow. And let's do this one over here in front of this carrot. Making sure it's in that grapevine good. There we go. Super cute. Okay, now let's take the other one and we'll use it for the bottom. So again, I'm going to take and just cut it up into some pieces. Okay, and I'm going to take the biggest piece that I've kept together. I think you want to slide it right in the center. Oh yes, I love that. Can manipulate the carrots around a little bit. Okay, so let me dip it in my glue pot. And then we'll work it back up in there. Just gonna kind of weave branches around. There we go. Kind of have that growing out the bow. Okay, we have our other stem that let's see where I want it. Right up under there. So let me get some glue on it. Watch your fingers. Okay. And now let's take our little greenery pieces. Let's put one over here. I'm going to hit that with just because I kind of played around with it. I want to make sure that that's got glue on it there. Okay. Thought I had put that on Do Not Disturb, but I guess I did not. So we've got one little piece and I want to stick it right in this hole right here. I can find a spot. Yeah, right there. Love it. Okay, and the last thing I brought for this design is this filler bush. If you guys have ever worked with 60919, this is a very similar, this is like 60919's cousin. I've got this in a few different colors, but it looks almost exactly the same. Like I wouldn't even know it wasn't 60919. That's how close it looks. So I'm going to take a couple pieces of this. And we're going to add just a little bit of this in here. Some nice filler flowers with some berries and some different textures just to lighten it up a little bit. So let me get my placement. Add some glue in there. And again, we'll just manipulate these carrots how we want it. Okay, let's take another piece. And I think I want this one to come so right in this area right here. I'm going to cut this stem down just a little bit. So let me get it in the grapevine and then we can manipulate how we want it. I love how that filler just adds just the right little extra touch that we needed. Now let's take this last piece. I'm just going to twist the tie around a little bit to keep it together. And let's add this one. Can get it in, then I'll bring my glue gun over just because this grapevine is so tightly woven. Okay. Now I can come back and we can kind of shape this the way we want it. Oh, I love it. So cute. Okay, so let's take our second bush. Pull it apart. to take this little piece that came off. We're going to put it, remember I told you we don't want to have that like, where it doesn't look like anything's coming from this way. I'm going to tuck that in there like that. Got some glue. Perfect. I'll have to get all the glue strings off before I do the pictures. Make sure it's not on our sign or our ribbon. Okay, so now let's see. I'm going to go kind of up underneath. You could take these little branches and give them some curlicues. Perfect. Okay. Let's take this piece. I'm just taking one of these wires and just twisting it around. Since we cut it, I want it to stay together. That'll work. Okay. Then we have one more piece. That we will use. Let me step back. I think I'm going to cut this into two because I think we need a little bit of white right in here underneath this bow. It looked like we had a little bit of a hole. So let's put this piece in here. And then we'll take these two pieces and add over there on the end. I'm going to go kind of underneath. I'm going to redo that because it didn't quite take, and I want to make sure it's really in there in that grapevine. I'm struggling with this piece, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to push it in there, and then I'm just going to use my I don't want to pull it back out. So we're just going to hit it with the glue. There we go. I think this turned out super cute. So here we go. Here's our beautiful Easter grapevine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna go pull all the glue strings off. Till next time. Bye guys.